If you're nobody's business or your front page news, a folk, rock, country, alternative blues, tell your truth however you choose, and do it all for the sake of the song. Yeah, hitchhiking, bus riding, rental cars, living rooms, coffee houses, rundown bars, 10,000 people all alone under the stars. It's all for the sake of the song. And there's a man who wrote your cheating heart. Now he's lying through his tooth, and he plays it on a stolen harp. It's soaked in 100 proof. And there's one who might be happy, but for the writer's curse, she lost the crowd's attention by the 42nd verse. And it's a traveling salesman, the girl next door, from the empty room to the third encore. Less is less until more is more, and it's all for the sake of the song. And there's a young man on the marquee. Yeah, he's the son of some well-known. And his father bought the tour bus so he could strike out on his own. And there's the brooding contradiction. Yeah, he's holding Van Gogh's ear, and he's taped it to his guitar in the hopes someone will hear. His black berets and nudie suits, the next big thing, oh, getting back to your roots. High tops, flannels, or duct tape boots, and it's all for the sake of the song. There's a legend, yeah, there's the best it's ever been. And there's the voice of a generation who won't pass this way again. And there's record deals and train seals and puppets on a string. And we're all just trying to figure out what makes the cage bird sing. It's lights, camera, on with the show. Lifetime to get ready, now go, okay, go. Oh, where it all ends, nobody knows, but it's all for the sake of the song. So if you know about his business or your front page news, folk, rock, country, alternative blues, tell your truth however you choose, and do it all for the sake of the song. So I'm used to there being nobody in the room when I do this, or nobody outside of the room, and but this is both. Thank you, Tyler. All right. I see the on-air sign, which means that we are live, broadcasting around the world. Welcome, everybody, to McGonigal's Mucky Duck for episode... All right. All right. That is, for those of y'all watching at home, that's the 16 people that... the 16 golden ticket winners. We let them into the show here. They paid good money, actually, to be here. And so we're gonna do a bit of a hybrid tonight. But thank y'all for tuning in. And yeah, we're in Houston, Texas, at McGonigal's Mucky Duck, a place I've played many, many times. And I'm gonna tell some stories about this place and the significance of it to me, and play some old songs because I'm in that state of mind. But right now I'm gonna do a more recent one. I'll start off with my pandemic song. In times like these, everyone could use a hand. Instead of standing around losing ground, fighting over the promised land. And it's so hard to tell if this is heaven or hell, and I can never measure by degrees. But it's sure getting warm around here in times like these. In times like these, do I really need a billionaire? Just taking up my time trying to tell me how I treat him unfair. But then I have to pay as the home of the brave gets divided into them and the we. Oh, I find I'm losing my mind in times like these. Yeah, they come and they go, they're here and they're not. Every day I'm getting better at losing something I haven't got. I just wanna do my labor, love my girl and help my neighbor while I keep a little hope on my dreams. But it's sure getting hard, brother, in times like these. Times like these, I wish I had a place to hide. Instead of bringing it together, we're just widening the great divide. I hope and I pray at the end of the day that I can somehow get my troubles to ease. But I gotta say it's not looking good, not in times like these. Yeah, they come and they go, they're cold and they're hot. I'm just trying to keep the world from turning me to something I'm not. And I'm gonna try to run till the whole thing's done, and I just hope I don't end up on my knees. But it's sure getting hard to stand up in times like these. I just wanna do my labor, love my girl and help my neighbor while I keep it on my joie de vivre. But it's sure getting hard, brother, in times like these. I could use just a little bit of help in times like these. All right. Thank you all. Thank you. All right, McGonigal's Mucky Duck. This is a real treat for me to get to play here yet again. I probably played here more than any club in the world. I'm quite certain I have, actually. The Old Quarter Acoustic Cafe down the road in Galveston would be a close second, and maybe the Saxon Pub in Austin would be a third. But I'm pretty sure the Mucky Duck, I mean, I may have played here 100 times, and I'm just really grateful to them for providing a home for songwriters everywhere all these years. I've seen Rodney Carroll here. I've seen Todd Snyder here. I've seen Fred Eagle Smith. It's a really long list, and so it's my first time to get to play here was not opening a show. Lisa Morales brought me in to do a song swap with Michael O'Connor, and so that was incredible for me. And then. And I'm going to talk more about Lisa as the night goes on because she produced my first record, and I'm going to play a lot of songs off of that record tonight. So yeah, let me just go ahead and I'll save some of the stories for later. But I'll play this song here. This is one I wrote when I was in college. I was staying up all night trying to finish a paper. And I started working on this song as a way to avoid writing the paper. And I stayed up literally all night. And in the morning, I'd finished both of them. And the song was longer and better, I think, than the paper. And I've definitely got more mileage out of it. Jamie was a barmaid at the underground long rail. Seemed like every Friday evening that she'd find herself in jail. And not a friend this side of Houston, or with the time to throw a bail. But she'll be fine. She'll be fine. Spent a lifetime walking through the walls of a broken home, and not a man around here still standing for the girl to call her own. Every time she tried to hold him, but she just ended up alone. But there's still time. There's still time. And David drove a taxi through the streets of Boston town. Like the billboards up above him, his whole world just wore him down. Only soul he'd ever cared for was the one he'd never found. But he'll be fine. Yeah, he'll be fine. Broken half of winter with the wind chill 10 below. Davy sitting in his kitchen laughing about how the world had done him so. When the postman burst his bubble with a letter from below. And there's time. And there's time. And there's a lot of people running around, not quite sure which way to go. But it's for me, well, I think I finally found. It's just easy come and easy go. And Jamie grabbed a bottle and threw her apron on the bar, packed her whole world in a suitcase, and then tossed it in the car. Woke up in Texarkana, I wonder how she got this far, and on her own, and on her own. A stranger at the motel let Jamie stay for free. She was gone before the daybreak, on her ways to Tennessee, looking to make the whole world over, into a place she wants to be, but not alone, but not alone. And Davy left his taxi in the bottom of a Beantown lake. He said this whole world's full of chances, and this is one I gotta take. And so he caught the line to Nashville to finally find his break and make a home, and make a home. As the train flew out of Boston, his whole world passed him by. He said, I've spent a lifetime running, but now's my time to try. If I can't find someone to hold me, all my dreams will surely die, and I'll be gone. Yeah, I'll be gone. And there's a lot of people running around. I'm not quite sure which way to go, but as for me, I believe I finally found it's just easy come and easy go. When Davy hit the pavement, the sky was almost gray. He lit a smoke off the sidewalk to drive the storm away. And when Jamie turned the corner with the world upon her brow, Davy said, I must be dreaming. How could this happen now? And then she walked right toward him, looked him right up in the eye. Davy reached out for forever, and Jamie walked on by. And there's a lot of people running around. I'm not quite sure which way to go, but as for me, I do believe I finally found it's just easy come and easy go. Oh, it's easy come and easy go. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. That's a long one, right? That's a lot happens in there. I remember the first time I played that in Galveston at the Old Quarter. There was a bartender at the time named Rick. Rick was an attorney and a traveled guy, and he came up to me and he said, you know, there are no lakes in Boston. And I didn't actually know that at the time when I wrote the lyric about him leaving his car on a lake in Boston. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know how this was. I wrote this song before the internet, so I'm not really sure how I was expected to know that. There's also a line in there about catching a train from Boston to Nashville. There's currently no train that runs from Boston to Nashville. But I did some research, and I found out that there was at one time a train from Boston to Nashville, and it stopped running in 1968, I believe. So, anyway, that song takes place in 1967. When they had lakes in Boston, exactly. Yes, that's good. This is fun. I've been playing for 6 months to nobody. Nobody laughs. Nobody laughs at my joke. So, you know, I talk about it all the time. I say for the first like 2 or 3 years of my career, nobody would clap when I'd finish a song, and for the last 6 months, nobody's clapped when I finish a song. But in between, I had a pretty good like 15-year run. Applause. So, thank you. All right. Okay. Well, let's get back to it here. So that was off my first record. And a little bit about that record. It all ties into Houston and this club. And the day I made the record, the day before I made the record, I went to Fuller's Vintage Guitars here in Houston. And I bought this guitar, this Gibson J45. And that was in 2001, so 19 years ago I bought this guitar. And as you can tell, I've played it for like over 3,000 shows, I think. And so it's a little worn out, but it still sounds pretty good, and it served me really well. And then the next day we went to Pedernales Studios, where Willie Nelson's recording studio, and made this record, and Lisa produced it. And I was hoping to see Willie, but I never did. I made my first record, as I said, at Willie's studio. I played a couple of 4th of July picnics with Willie. I was on the same record label as him for a while, but I've never met him. And so I'm hoping. I don't know. Maybe he's watching this and he calls me and he says, "Hi." I don't know. I don't know what we would talk about. I don't really know. But let me. I'll do the title track here to that record. It's called Flowers and Liquor. Well, you like flowers and I like liquor. Your way's nice, but my way's quicker. I've been watching you all night long, and I gotta say something, don't care if it's wrong. I'm feeling outrageous, I hope it's contagious. I wanna spend the night with you. Oh, well, I'm the kind of boy who's slow and lazy, a little bit lost and a little bit crazy. You're the kind of girl who wakes at dawn, walking through the kitchen till the soaps come on. Well, baby, it's only that I'm feeling lonely and I want to spend the night with you. Oh, now I'm no good at sweet romancing, pillow talk or limbo dancing. I'm just a fool hiding from the rain, sitting with a bottle of the cheap champagne. But I'm feeling funky, drunker than a monkey, and I want to spend the night with you. This is the first song that I ever co-wrote. I had most of it written except for the, I was trying to rhyme with funky. And I called up my buddy, Richey Lee, and I said, "What do you think?" And he said, "Well, how about monkey?" I said, "That's perfect." I never gave him co-writing credit for it, though, officially. I would have figured that out eventually. Oh, now I'm no good at sweet romancing, pillow talk or limbo dancing. I'm just a fool hiding from the rain, sitting with a bottle of the cheap champagne. But I'm feeling funky, drunker than a monkey, and I want to spend the night with you. I already did that part, yeah. I'm getting excited, I hope I'm invited. I want to spend the night with you. All right, here we go. Oh, now we'll go home and leave the lights on, wear G-strings and see-through tights. Oh, we'll make love and we'll have a ball in the kitchen against the wall. I'm getting excited, I hope I'm invited. I want to spend the night with you. Yeah, 'cause you like flowers and I like liquor. Your way's nice, but my way's quicker. I've been watching you all night long, and I gotta say something, don't care if it's wrong. I'm feeling outrageous, I hope it's contagious. I wanna spend the night with you. Yeah, I'm getting excited, I hope I'm invited. I wanna spend the night with you. All right, thank you. I haven't played a lot of these songs in a long time, so forgive me if I struggle a bit. This is where I did the release, the record release, or the CD release for that record, Flowers and Liquor. And I remember, still to this day, we sold 86 tickets, and I sold like 50-something CDs. Back when I used to, that's more than I sell in a year now. But back then you could sell some CDs, and it was more money than I'd ever made in my life. That night, it was incredible. And I went home to Galveston, and I spread it out on the table like there's some sort of fantasy. Like, 'cause I'd made over $1,000, and I spread it all out on the table, and went to bed on the table in the money. I don't remember, but I definitely remember spreading it out, because the next morning at 7 in the morning, I hear a bang on my door, like a loud, aggressive banging on my door. And I walk to the door in my underwear, and I open it up, and it's a Galveston police officer who's informed me that he has a warrant for my arrest, and he's gonna have to take me to jail. And it turned out I had done a thing, not a serious thing, but I forgot to take care of the thing, and it turned into a bigger thing. Went to a time when you don't take care of the thing, and so there was a warrant out for me, and I was really depressed about the situation. I said, "Well, isn't there anything we can do?" And he said, "Well, you either got to go to jail, or you can pay $725 to take care of this warrant and this other outstanding ticket, et cetera, et cetera." And I looked down at the table, and there's a little over that amount there. And I said, "All right, give me a minute." And I closed the door and got the money together, and then ran out the back door. And no, I went to the 7-Eleven. He drove me to a 7-Eleven. I got a cashier's check, made it out to the Galveston Police Department. Courtesy Officer Bill Smith. And, I just paid the ticket, and they let me go back home. But that was the first night. That was the night after my record release of this record, Flowers and Liquor. So anyway, I'll play a couple more off of this, and then I'm going to bring, we have a guest. We have a couple guests tonight. One you're more familiar with. My wife, Allison Moore, is here, and she's going to jump up and sing with us. And but we've got some musical accompaniment that's going to join us as well, which I'm excited about. And yeah, so without further ado, I'm gonna try this song. This is something I don't know. I maybe have played it live once in my life. This is a song that I wrote. It's the closest I've come to like a rock song, and it's not going to be very rocking right here. It's just me and an acoustic guitar, but we're going to give it a shot. But forgive me, it's been a really long time. So. I could be the perfect lover if you let me. I could be the only thing you've ever known. I could scream out all your lonely heart's desires. I could hold all your life's pain inside my own. I could bring the clouds for you to walk among them. I could raise the seas for them to know your grace. I could teach the gods of all your autumn's glory. I could bring the summer stars to know your face. Hey, hey, hey. Mm-hmm. Hey, hey, hey. But if I come again, and only as a friend, would you still know the way my heart is pouring out? Or would you laugh aloud? An angel ought to proud to ever be lonely again. been locked up here with all these lonesome questions. I need a new word just to whisper in your ear. And baby, right now I am open to suggestions. I'm gonna tell you all the things you need to hear. There's a mirror in my room with no reflection. There's a table where your friends have gathered round. There's a doorway that my heart could never walk through. There's a graveyard full of times I let you down, and I say, hey, 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 hey. But if I come again, and only as a friend, would you still know the way my heart is pouring out? Or would you laugh aloud? An angel all too proud to ever be lonely again. I could be the perfect lover if you let me. I could be the only thing you've ever known. I could scream out all your lonely heart's desires. I could hold all your life's pain inside my own. Hey, 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 hey. All right. Whew, thank you. That's the, yeah, I very, very, very rarely play that song. That's maybe the second time live. So thank you all for bearing with me there. And it's definitely the first time I played it on my Alone Together Tuesday shows, of which this is episode number 23, I believe, or 24. And it's also not Tuesday, clearly. It's Wednesday. But we're traveling. I'm in Texas doing some shows, and so we bumped it a day. So thanks to the Mucky Duck, where we're playing from, for having us. And if you go to, I believe it's the duck.com. I'm going to check it out, muckyduck.com. There is there's a group that I've been working with called Feed the Frontlines, where if you buy a lot of y'all that have been watching the shows know that if you buy an Alone Together T-shirt, that the money goes towards Feed the Frontlines, which directly goes to restaurants and bars to help the kitchen staff keep working, and then they take their meals that they prepare and they deliver them to frontline workers, firefighters, ambulance drivers, surgeons, a lot of people dealing with COVID stuff on the front lines out there for us. And it's a great organization, and but you can also donate directly. And I can't, Tyler, maybe if you'll ask Rusty what it is. I can't remember what their website is, but you can make direct donations directly to support Feed the Frontlines here in Houston, and specifically the Mucky Duck, to keep their kitchen going and allow them to keep doing music and putting good stuff into the world. The duckhouston.com, DUCK Houston.com. I'm not going to spell the whole thing. I mean, you got to do some of the work yourself. All right. I'm going to do one more song, and then I'm going to bring our first guest up here. I'll do this. This is called Richey Lee. It's about a friend of mine named Richey Lee. Richey Lee was his father's boy, a big, loud, hard-drinking bundle of joy, a walking laugh wrapped up in corduroy. Richey couldn't do no wrong. He grew up with a fast-running crowd, good bunch of boys just a little too loud. You can't fault a man for being proud, and Richey kept rolling on. He spent his days in a rock and roll band, telling jokes, a guitar in his hand, trying hard to meet every demand of all of those late night shows. Whiskey drunk on a Saturday night, she caught his eye coming out of the light. Halfway there he had to get in a fight. I'm back home, that's just the way it goes. The strange days will leave you in wonder, and good times, they don't always stay. And true love, it'll shake you like thunder, but old friends just fade away. It's summertime on the river again, the fishing poles and a $2 grin. Man, I ain't ever gonna laugh like that again, for falling right to the ground. We count the miles down to New Orleans, borrowed cash and dirty blue jeans. A couple of boys looking for Cajun queens, are thinking they own the town. But we all left to find work around. Yeah, even wild ones, they slowed down. And Richey felt like he was coming unwound, got tired of playing the game. Liquor bottles piling up before noon, and Richey said he just needed some room. We all saw the end coming way too soon, and man, that's an awful shame. The strange days will leave you in wonder, and good times, they don't always stay. True love, it'll shake you like thunder, but old friends just fade away. Hey, old friends just fade away. All right, thank you. Thank you. All right, Oliver, you out there? You want to come join the fun? Good to see you, man. All right, so I'm going to bring Oliver up here. We met maybe here and there in Austin. I mean, maybe when you were playing with Bob or other places, but we've never played together. And I came in tonight and saw you were playing earlier with Pat Byrne, which sounded great, by the way. And so I asked if you'd stick around and lend some tunes here. Did you play with Slade too? Yeah.
That's where I met you probably. It was or saw you more. I think it was Slade. Cool.
Yeah, that was back in the day.
Yeah, Slade Cleaves. All right. If I could remember a song beginning to end, I would play one of his. But it's been a minute for that. Broke down. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Give me a minute. I'll try and remember that. How's E flat for you?
It's not going to get any better.
All right. Might help if I tune up. Let's see here. Actually, we'll do A. We'll play a song in A for starters.
Well, now I'm going to have to tune down.
What's that?
I'll have to tune down.
Time has come, there is no second chance. We've been drifting on an empty aching sea. And you were the girl I never knew I wanted. I was the boy you hoped you'd never see. It's a shame we ain't lovers. We could have been something so big and grand. Just kissing for hours underneath that sweet magnolia. I'm begging for answers, trying to make a stand. Been burning up the hours, talking to the midnight. Just dreaming of ways I could hold you next to me. And maybe it just wasn't meant. All things have a reason. Or maybe our hearts are just too careless and free. But it's a shame we ain't lovers. We could have been something so big and grand. Just kissing for hours underneath that sweet magnolia. I'm begging for answers, trying to make a stand. There was a time you would have had me. There was a time when I could have had you. But it's too late and all the path has come and gone again. I'm at the back door with a broken window view, thinking it's a shame we ain't lovers. We could have been something so big and grand. Just kissing for hours underneath that sweet magnolia. I'm begging for answers, trying to make a stand. tired of writing, I can't put down my pen. It's too late now to talk or turn back. So just hold on, 'cause baby, here we go again. Heading the wrong way down that one-way track. It's a shame we ain't lovers. We could have been something so big and grand. But just kissing for hours underneath that sweet magnolia. I'm begging for answers, but trying to make a stand. Just trying to make a stand. Okay. All right. Cheers. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. That was wonderful. Nice. Let's do some more. That was a song also on this first record, Flowers and Liquor record, but I liked it so much I recorded it a second time on my third record. And but for those of y'all just tuning in, we're here at McGonigal's Mucky Duck in Houston, Texas. Episode 23 of Alone Together Tuesdays, on a Wednesday though. And we've actually got somewhat of a live audience. Well, you're very alive. There's just, there's a limited number of you. I'm sorry, that came out wrong. I've definitely had a lot of shows where it was a somewhat alive audience. Y'all are very alive. There's just, we've limited you in numbers so that we all stay safe. But it's very cool to see all you here. Thank you very much for joining. And then tomorrow night, we got 2 shows here, but outdoors with like the regular size crowd. But anyway, but this is very cool. It's great to be at the Mucky Duck, and this was the home. It's been a home for me for a long time, and it's kind of where I started my career in large part. And one of the things that was so special about it. Hold on. Was it's funny. I was just thinking. I used to smoke on stage here, and that seems like such a terrible idea, I go around clubs now, and I'm like, I used to sit on this stage and smoke cigarettes, and people, right in the front row, and it's not a big room. Anyway, I'm glad they don't let people do that anymore. And I also quit smoking. I quit smoking 9 months ago. So, thank you. But I saw all kinds of songwriters here, and one of my favorite songwriters was a guy that I borrowed from liberally. I play his songs a lot when I was first starting out, and sometimes I wouldn't tell people that they weren't mine. But his name was Bill Morrissey. He was a fantastic singer-songwriter from the Northeast. And I saw him play here one night. He played a show, and it was incredible for me to get to watch him because I had studied his music so intensely and had covered him so many times in so many different songs. That to get to watch the person who created that work was really special. And then afterwards, he didn't have a ride to his hotel, and so I gave him a ride to his hotel, and I didn't have much to say. But anyway, that was the kind of thing that this venue allowed me to get to meet people like Adam Carroll or Bill Morrissey or Shake Russell. My second song swap here at the Mucky. I'm sorry I'm rambling. I just have so many memories about this place, and I wanna bring them out. There's a lot of people watching at home, I think. Is it working? Okay, all right. I want folks to get to know this club and how special it is, and this part of the country. I used to skip my own shows whenever Adam Carroll would be playing in town. I'd come watch him, and I just got to meet so many folks. I had some point I was going to make before I worried about whether people were going to watch it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll do this song here. This is a Bill Morrissey song. You hitched a ride from Bill?
Yeah.
Oh, you had the reverse situation from me.
Arkansas up to Joliet.
You hitched a ride with Bill Morrissey from Arkansas up to Joliet. Wow. All right. How was it?
It was a long trip.
A long trip? Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Let me off at the truck stop. It was January. It was a long trip.
He let you. Okay. All right. That sounds like your own podcast. You got well, this is a song about license plates. The state motto of Arkansas, where I lived for a while, is the natural state. Missouri is the show me state. Oklahoma is my favorite. It's the okay state. It's very modest. We're not great, but we're okay. North Carolina is first in flight. South Carolina is, I've been thinking about relocating to North Carolina. But my favorite state motto of all belongs to the tiny state of New Hampshire. Their state motto is live free or die. And it's a great state motto. It just sucks if you're in prison in New Hampshire. Particularly if you have to make license plates that say live free or die. Anyway, this is a song about their plights in the key of D. You ready?
Yes.
Well, I'm doing 10 to 20 in the frozen granite state, and every day I go to work to stamp out license plates. Every day I go to work, and every night I cry, 'cause every license plate I make tells me to live free or die. Live free or die, oh Lord, tell me why can't they say seatbelts fasten or Oklahoma is okay? Vacation land sounds mighty great, I wouldn't mind stamping out the Garden State. It's enough to make me cry. Live free or die. Well, I didn't mean to shoot that man. Well, the gun just went off in my hand. I caught him with my wife, and it cost that man his life. Well, I just got home from the factory, and that guy was sitting where I'm supposed to be. Now he's up there in the sky, and I'm stuck with live free or die. Live free or die, oh Lord, tell me why can't they say seatbelts fasten or Oklahoma is okay? Vacation land sounds mighty great, I wouldn't mind stamping out the Garden State. It's enough to make me cry. Live free or die. Here we go. All right. The crowd goes wild. You probably have heard this one, the story about the accordion player and the flute player who formed a band.
No, what? I haven't heard the one about the accordion player and the flute player and the formed band.
Well, good. I'll tell it then. They formed a band, and they surprisingly got a gig on New Year's Eve, no less. And it went really well, and afterwards the owner of the club came out and said, man, you guys were great. I'd like to hire you again. And the accordion player says, that's amazing. What's the gig? And he said, well, for next year, I'd like to hire you for New Year's Eve next year. I forgot to say it was a New Year's Eve gig, right? I want to hire you for New Year's Eve next year. And the accordion player says, that's awesome. Can we leave our gear here? It's really more about the flautist than the accordion player, I think. So let this be a lesson to all you married men out there, that patience is a virtue, so make your plans with care. And if you catch your wife with another man, well, it's best to hold off as long as you can, then shoot him in another state where they got a different license plate. live free or die. Oh Lord, tell me why can't they say seatbelts fasten or Oklahoma is okay? Vacation land sounds mighty great. I wouldn't mind stamping out the Garden State. It's enough to make me cry. Live free or die. Oh, yodelay. All right. All right. Let's do one more, and then I'm gonna bring my wife out and let you take a break. But if you'll hang out with us, and maybe do some more later, if you're up for it. Okay. If you do, that's totally fine. I get it. Yeah, thank you. All right. I'll do a song here. This is one of the first ones I wrote when I moved down to the coast. I got out of school, and I grew up just north of here in Houston. But when I got out of school in Arkansas, I moved down south to the Bolivar Peninsula, and it's just like a 25-mile stretch of land, about a half-mile wide, and there's one road that runs through town. It's called Highway 87, and there's the bay on one side and the coast on the beach on the other, and yeah, all sorts of stories about my times down there, but I'll just tell it through this song here. It's called Highway 87. I said Highway 87, that's one dangerous place to be. When you're pissed off all the local boys and your back's against the sea, and the cops all know your number, bars all know your name. After 6 straight months of drinking, boy, you're never gonna be the same. And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't remember when. I may not know where I'm going, but I sure know where I've been. Oh, that sheriff, he just watches every move I make, and one of these days is gonna arrest me for all the time I take. And the local girls all act like I just ain't their kind, painting on their precious nails, losing their sweet minds. And I'd give half of Texas if I could find a friend. I may not know where I'm going, but I sure know where I've been. Oh, the coast is disappearing. There's a line up on the beach. Oh, they're doing all them little things the Sunday school don't teach. There's Jim Beam by the fire, cocaine in the stash, a baseball bat on the floorboard, shotgun on the dash. And you might lose your mind or go walking around the bend. You may not know where you're going, but you sure know where you've been. Yeah, I said Highway 87 is a dangerous place to be. Oh, when you're pissed off all them local boys and your back's against the sea, and the cops all know your number, bars all know your name. After 6 straight months of drinking, boy, you're never gonna be the same. And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't remember when. I may not know where I'm going, but I sure know where I've been. Ollie Stigg, everybody. Very cool. Thank you for joining me, my friend. That was awesome. All right. Thank you, Ollie. That was. We never gotten to play music before, so that was really cool to see you here, and thank you for jumping up with me. And I'm gonna do one song, and then I'm gonna bring Allison up if she's here. I saw you leaning on a memory with your back turned to the crowd in that little bar on Murphy where they play guitar too loud. There were people drinking whiskey and there were hearts about to leave. It was cold as hell for Houston. It was almost New Year's Eve. All the way from Beaumont with a white rose in my hand. I cannot wait forever, babe. I hope you'll understand. Oh, the night was feeling lucky, and so I asked you to dance. And the way you looked up at me made me think I had a chance. But when I put my arms around you, I knew you weren't giving in. And I hope it will be different if I pass this way again. All the way from Beaumont with a white rose in my hand. I cannot wait forever, babe. I hope you'll understand. Well, I walked the road to get here with a guitar in a case. And I'd have stopped in Pasadena if I'd have known about this place. But you looked like forever where the water meets the shore. I've been thinking about you, baby. I can't do that anymore. I saw you leaning on a memory with your back turned to the crowd in that little bar on Murphy where they play guitar too loud. There were people drinking whiskey, there were hearts about to leave. It was cold as hell for Houston. It was almost New Year's Eve. All the way from Beaumont with a white rose in my hand. I cannot wait forever, babe. I hope you'll understand. Yeah, all the way from Beaumont with a white rose in my hand. I cannot wait forever, babe. I hope you'll understand. Thank you. I feel like you were waiting for something else to happen. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the end. I don't know. Baby, will you come sing with me? All right. Everybody, please welcome to the stage Miss Allison Moore. I'm good. This is interesting. I mean, we've been doing the live streams for so long. It's a trip to have people, actual human beings here in front of us. But for the most part, they've been pretty well behaved, and I like them, I think. So.
How about you? Are you well well behaved?
Am I well behaved? Oh, I don't know. That's. I'm not sure I can be the one to determine that. But yeah, I think I'm doing all right up here. How about we do a song that we wrote together. This is about a bar out in Austin called Lala's. And the story behind the decorations. They got Christmas lights up year round and a jukebox with nothing on the corner past nothing on it, but had past 1968. I don't know why I said on the corner. Maybe I should have a drink. Let's, cheers, everybody.
I'm just glad we made it here, because, you know.
Am I driving?
It was pretty bad.
She's saying my driving was bad on the way down here, and it was. I can't talk and do anything else at the same time. And driving in particular is the worst. I can't navigate and drive. I can drive. Like, I won't run into a wall or something, but I have no idea where I'm going. I can't engage the part of my brain that says take a left while I'm telling a story. And it's problematic because I drive a lot and I like to talk sometimes. And if we're on the freeway with nowhere, if we're going to Lubbock, we're okay because it's just, I can tell a really long story and not be at risk. But when we got into town today...
Except to your fellow riders.
Fellow riders, yes, without boredom. But today we got into town and I was trying to tell Allison something and it ended up taking like an extra 30 minutes to get to our hotel because I kept making the wrong turn. Anyway.
No, that's not what I was talking about.
No? What were we talking about?
When we were coming here from the hotel.
We were coming here from the hotel? What did I do?
You don't even remember it.
I don't. I blocked it out.
Fine.
What did I do? Well, now you got me curious.
No, it's okay. Let's play.
Well, you can't do that. You can't throw that out there and then say...
I can do anything I want to do.
All right. Jesus and Elvis painted on velvet, hanging at the bar here every night. It's good to be back again. Oh, me and my old friends beneath the neon cross and the string of Christmas lights. Lola built this joint in '67, and a boy went off to fight on Christmas Eve. In a war nobody won, and she lost her only son. Now everything he loved is what you sing. Jesus and Elvis painted on velvet, hanging at the bar here every night. It's good to be back again. Oh, me and my old friends beneath the neon cross and a string of Christmas lights. Lola told him Jesus loves a sinner, and his daddy told him the music saved his soul. Between the drunkards and the band, it's a fitting promised land for the King of Kings and the King of rock and roll. Jesus and Elvis painted on velvet, hanging at the bar here every night. All right. So if you need a shot of Dickel or redemption, where the Delta meets the Sea of Galilee, a kid washed in the blood of the Mississippi mud. Come on, you non-believers, and you'll see Jesus and Elvis painted on velvet, hanging at the bar here every night. It's good to be back again. Oh, me and my old friends beneath the neon cross and a string of Christmas lights. It's good to be back again. Oh, me and my old friends, beneath the neon cross and a string of Christmas lights. By and by, Lord, by and by. By and by, Lord, by and by.
I think it might have something to do with Houston because we were just having a normal conversation, but every turn you were supposed to take, you didn't take. So, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Like you're past every.
Yeah, we're only like a
turn.
mile away.
Yeah, and then you said something about having been here how many times?
1,000,000 times.
And then you couldn't. Yeah, but I think in your defense. That I just had a flashback or something that I just heard recorded what we just sang.
Yeah, there's a delay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it runs in your family because you've also said that your father cannot drive and talk. Your brother cannot drive and talk.
Yeah.
You've never ridden with your mother, so I don't know about her, but.
It's a thing. Yeah, yeah.
And he won't let me drive.
You drive really aggressively.
I mean, and?
I don't know. I just worry about the safety of myself and everyone else on the road.
But you can't talk and drive at the same time.
Yeah, but the solution to that is to not talk, and then I'm fine. But I don't know that there's a solution to your particular issue.
Right alone is my solution.
Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head. It didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. And I fumbled through my closet for my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. And I shaved my face and combed my hair, stumbled downstairs to meet the day. You take the second verse. Sorry.
I smoked my brain the night before on cigarettes and songs that I'd been picking. Then I watched a small kid cussing at a can that he was kicking.
He was cussing a lot.
Yeah.
Caught the smell of some
Frying Sunday chicken. And it took me back to something that I lost somehow, somewhere along the way.
on the Sunday morning sidewalk, wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday makes a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying half as lonesome as the sound of the sleeping city sidewalks. Sunday morning coming down. And In the park I saw a daddy with a laughing little girl who he was swinging. And I stopped beside a Sunday school and listened to the songs that they were singing. And somewhere in the distance, far away, a lonely church bell's ringing. And it echoed through the canyons like the disappearing dreams of yesterday. On the Sunday morning sidewalk, wishing, Lord, that I was stoned, 'cause there's something in a Sunday that makes a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying half as lonesome as the sun of the sleeping city sidewalks. A Sunday morning coming down on the sleeping city sidewalks. A Sunday morning coming down. All right. Great Kris Kristofferson. All right, we've been talking a lot about my first record. I was playing a lot of my stuff off my first record. And after I made that record, I started going to Nashville for the first time and ended up at a bar called Sherlock's Pub. That's what it's called, right? And that's where I met Allison Moore in 2003, we think. And she was kind enough to come and sing. I was making my second record up there, and she was kind enough to come and sing with me, which was very thrilling, because she's absurdly talented, and it made me feel like I had arrived professionally, that someone of her caliber would come and sing on my little old record. I also had a...
It's one of my absurd talents. Don't listen to him. I'm a good driver. I really am.
Yeah, you're a good driver. I don't know, at home, I don't know if they can hear you, so Allison's saying that she's a great driver, and it's one of her special talents.
I didn't say great. I said good.
A good, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Thank you.
Well, if singing doesn't work out, there's always stock car racing.
No, my sister's got that in the bag. What about aggressive?
Rain beating down on a midnight moon. Oh, baby, I'll be leaving soon. Take me away. The winds are howling like an old freight train. Oh, baby's on the winds of change. Take me away, 'cause I've been sitting on the front porch watching the world go round through the eyes of a fool. They hit like a rock, my whole world tumbling down. Rain beating down on a midnight moon. Oh baby, I'll be leaving soon. Take me away. Grass around your ankles in the field before the flood. You rough cut diamond in the Mississippi mud. Take me away. Well, I'm a two-time loser with my guitar and my gun. You're a mover and a shaker and a lover in the sun. Take me away, 'cause I've been sitting on the front porch watching the world go round through the eyes of a fool. They hit like a rock, my whole world tumbling down. Rain beating down on a midnight moon. Oh baby, I'll be leaving soon. Take me away. Take me away. All right. What time has it got out there? Okay. We've been at it a while, so we'll do one more. We've had a discussion and negotiation, and I've convinced her to stay up here for one more song. I've never been the lucky one. I watch my dreams all turn and run. Why they left me alone, thinking they'd come back someday. Well, it turns out I was wrong, 'cause time don't wait for anyone. And now I stand here like a school kid hoping that it's not too late.
Well, here goes my heart again, foolish as it's ever been, always leading me somewhere that I couldn't stay. But I'm not gonna look behind, there's nothing I wanna find. So I'll stand here and face you and promise I won't run away.
Under the sun, there ain't nothing new. There's lovers and leavers and moments forgotten and dreams that don't ever come true. And even though I'm afraid, I'm gonna stand my ground. And if it's not asking too much, love, don't let me down. Here I stand in front of you, just hoping that my best will do. I'm a good man, a loving man who just needs someone to hold.
I can see it in your face. Your love can fill up this empty space, and the years up ahead don't have to feel so damned alone.
Under the sun, oh, there ain't nothing new. And maybe it's crazy to keep chasing after these dreams that don't ever come true. And even though I'm afraid, I'm gonna stand my ground. And if it's not asking too much, love, don't let me down. If it's not asking too much, love, don't let me down. All right, Allison Moore. Thank you. All right. Well, that was a treat for me. And all right. Well, for those of y'all that are here, you know what's going on. If you're just tuning in at home, we are at the McGonigal's Mucky Duck in Houston, Texas, one of the coolest clubs, one of the most important songwriter clubs in all the world. And we've got a live audience for the first time in 23 episodes of Alone Together with Hayes Carll. This is the first time we've had people out here that are making noise. There's been some times where like a neighbor would walk by and see me, but they would just stare at me. They didn't like applaud or anything. So this is cool. It's a treat. So thank you guys for being here, and thanks everybody at home for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. It's crazy to think about. It's like 6 months of these shows. So y'all have kept me going in many ways. So I really appreciate it. So thank y'all for tuning in, and thank y'all for being here. And I'm gonna do a couple more songs, and we'll get out of here. It looks like it's getting about that time. But yeah, I say this every night. I would do this whether anybody showed up or not. It's nice to actually have people show up. So thank you all for again for being here and supporting this deal. And thanks to the Mucky Duck for having me. And what a great place. And remember, you can check out theduckhouston.com and figure out how to, if you want to contribute to Feed the Front Lines, which helps places like the Mucky Duck keep their staff employed, and they in turn take some of the food that they make and deliver it to frontline workers, first responders, and it's a really great organization. So, yeah. And also, I'll quit talking here in a minute, but as y'all at home, a lot of y'all know, I send out a postcard every week to folks who tip in the tip jar. The last 2 weeks have been questionable postcards that Allison took and my son took. But this week we have a professional one again. Connie Chornock took a photo of me coming out of the Ryman after I played a show there, and that's this week's postcard. And yeah, if you do PayPal, it should have your address on it. If you do Venmo, make sure you leave your address, and we'll send you a postcard. But it'll be a little late this week because I'm going to be on the road for another 4 or 5 days. We've got 2 shows here at the Mucky Duck tomorrow night, and then we have a show in Dallas at Levitt Pavilion or Arlington, and then we're in the Woodlands, my hometown, for a show at Do-Si-Do. And that's the deal, and then we'll head back to Tennessee and probably be done for the year, I think. But it was good to get out of the house and get on the road a little bit, and yeah. So. Somebody asked what it would take to get me to play this song, and I told them if they would name their 7th son Hayes, I would play the song. And, we'll see. Well, there's a girl downtown with freckles on her nose, pencils in her pockets, and ketchup on her clothes. She's a real nice girl. She's pretty as a plate, and the boys call her Katie when they ask her on a date. And who knows, Katie, maybe you could be the one. Oh, there's a boy outside, standing in the rain. Hands are in his pockets, he's wondering why he came. He's a real nice boy, he's slower than the fall. And the girls call him Billy, if they're calling him at all. And who knows, Billy, maybe you could be the one. Oh, but hearts don't fly, words they don't sing. And boys like you can't buy no ring. Love's not stuck, it just moves slow. You turn around a minute and away we go. And Billy walked inside, he ordered up a drink. He started getting nervous and wondering what she thinks. She thought he looked nice, a little rough around the seams, and just the kind of boy who could listen to her dreams. And who knows, Katie, maybe he could be the one. Well, they stepped outside, they took a little walk. Katie held his hand, and Billy even talked. They sat by the pond, they didn't make a sound. The night fell easy as the moon came down. And who knows, baby, or maybe you could be the one. Oh, but hearts don't fly, words they don't sing. And boys like you can't buy no ring. Love's not stuck, it just moves slow. You turn around a minute and away we go. Oh, there's a girl downtown with freckles on her nose, pencils in her pockets, and ketchup on her clothes. She's a real nice girl, she's pretty as a plate. And the boys call her Katie when they ask her on a date. And who knows, Katie, or maybe you could be the one. Yeah, who knows, Katie, maybe you could be the one. Ah, who knows, baby, maybe we could be the one. All right, thanks again, everybody. Thanks to Shane, Rusty, and Teresa, everybody here at the Mucky Doug. What else? Ollie, thanks. Oliver, thanks for coming up and playing music with me. That was amazing. I really appreciate it. I think that's about all I got to say. If you want to become a patron and hear new music that I'm putting out every month, you can check out patreon.com, where I release stuff. And you know what? I'm gonna do a song off of that. I may have played this recently, but it's been a lifeline for me getting to create music and put it out to the folks that support me through Patreon. And this is a song that I wrote with Josh Morningstar, and it's about something that happens to all too many folks. At a certain point in life, Alzheimer's or dementia can set in, and to me, that's just one of the most tragic things that can happen, is to lose the thread in the story of your life. And I always had this song lyric in my mind, help me remember. And originally, it was about, it was going to be about like a relationship and like, you know, a couple that's fighting and like, you know, help me remember why I'm here. Like, why did we get into this? And then it sort of evolved into having that person who's your witness through life, that can tell you, you know, your stories, that can remind you of where you've been and what you've done, and how wonderful it is to have that. You know, whether it's your partner or your child or your whoever it is, and then this is about people who really need it. So Let me see if I can. The leaves on that ancient old oak tree are starting to turn the same shade as flames of this fire that I'm watching burn. There's an unfinished crossword just resting on the arm of this chair. And for the life of me, I can't recall if I'm the one who left it there. It feels so familiar as I watch you walk in the room. And at first I don't recognize you, but then I damn sure recognize that perfume. And you kneel down beside me and gently take hold of my hand. I say, baby, I'm scared and I'm not sure I know who I am. Can you help me remember who it is that I used to be? Will you tell me the story of my family, my hopes and my dreams? And did I ever stand for something? Or would I always fold? Did I do things as a young man to be proud of when I was old? Was our house on fire? Or was I just a slow burning ember? Could you please help me remember? This ring on my finger is golden, faded and worn, like it was forged in the fires of love and has weathered the storm. And I try to make sense of these old photographs on the wall. They're just faces and places from sometime that I can't recall. Will you help me remember? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I know there's a story, but it's getting harder to find. And did I protect my children? Did I stand up for my friends? How much damage did I do? Did I ever make amends? Did I try to fight for something, or just not give a damn? Was I believing in God and all? Did I light up your life like a full moonlit night in December? Could you please help me remember? I need you to help me remember. All right. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I really appreciate it. That song's a bit of a downer, so I'm going to do one more, and then we'll call it a show. But thanks again, everybody, for... I can't go out on that note. Well, thank you. All right, we'll do this here. This is on the other end of the spectrum. little Johnny Walker caught a bullet last night, running from the guitar store. He took a left down the alley, guess he should have gone right. Now he ain't taking nothing no more. Everybody says it's a hard time, living with the hate and the greed. Most folks earn what they get for a living, others just steal what they need. Down on the corner already talking that they're gonna cut that take. But I'm down here just working for $1. All I wanna do is stomp and holler. Oh, 18 years, that's a long old time to be. But just sitting face down, stoned in the alley, wondering how to get to that shining sea. Everybody knows it's a hard time, living on a minimum wage. Some people just gonna sneak on through, others gotta rattle that cage. I one of these days gonna find my way, or else just disappear. But I'm down here in the filth and squalor, all I wanna do is stomp and holler. Listen to the young girls scream. Every time I get a little bit lucky, I gotta wake up from a poor man's dream. Heaven only knows how we get there, after all the trouble and the strife. From all I seen, you only get one shot, and what you gonna do in this life? Oh, what the hell, guess I might as well take a chance and try my way. I'm like James Brown, only white and taller, and all I wanna do is stomp and holler. Thank you, Ollie. Appreciate it, man. All right, thanks, everybody. Y'all have a good night. Take care. We'll see y'all again soon. Thanks, everybody at home. See you next week.